Cloud9's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Cloud9's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Cloud9's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the Dota Pit League Season 2 group stages here. It is our first matchup with Cloud9 as they are just joining us. They'll be going up against Denial here in their first game of Group B. And of course, as always, 2-game series underway with the draft starting out. Denial, a team that's looked pretty solid thus far in Group B. They've got some hot contention in that group. But as far as things are concerned, this might be their toughest test to date. Again, my name is Bot. Thank you so much for joining us. With me today is F4L. And of course, our stats man, that Phage guy, or Phage if you will. But F4L, how the hell are you? Oh, it's afternoon, dude. Wake up. Well, we're here. Remaining. We're in the draft, and we're underway, man. We got some picks already, and I like
5 seconds remaining.
Behold the horn of madness.
Cloud9's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining.
This is actually interesting. They realize that maybe one of the only ways they could get beaten is by these mid heroes. They realize they have really solid team play, and they just want to make it easier for Fawcett. Cloud9 also pick up the Magnus, which I think is very interesting. But more interesting than that is the first pick Beastmaster. I've been looking over some of Denial's games recently, and they've been doing this a lot for whatever reason. They really somehow value this Beastmaster. And on top of that, they're banning out some interesting heroes. Obviously, Terrorblade against Cloud9 is very important. CK as well being banned out, though.
Remaining.
So, I mean, not your typical draft, but I'm totally down for that. Also, the Io Magnus combo is kind of ridiculous in a certain sense. So, maybe not those 2 years together, but just having them on the same team is gross.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, it's actually a really solid combo, honestly, and I'm surprised more teams haven't run it, especially here in Dota Pit. I guess people are still getting used to the idea of Necro being in competitive play. I mean, but
5 seconds
that hero's still damn good, though. Like, respawn timer aside, I think the regeneration effects from your Necro Death Pulse on top of the fact that Sadist and, well, Heartstopper Aura is also pretty good, too. I mean, like, that hero actually just has a really good kit. I mean, you get a BKB, fine. You get a Liquid Sphere, fine. But regardless, you're still doing some decent work in the early games of the, early stages of the game. So I think it's a hero that definitely deserves its spot in the ban or even pick phase. But Denial will pick up the Gyrocopter. Ogre's banned out for Cloud9. They realize that hero is pretty good. This actually might be the first game in a while that we don't really see an Ogre, interestingly enough.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I think that like Ag's Refresher actually has won me so many games. Like I'll be down by like 10k gold, and I'll just have Ag's Refresher Necro, and two people can't respawn, and they'll just be like, "Well, I don't know what to do at this point." It's just ridiculous. It actually is so good. We'll probably see a lot more of him. I don't expect to see him get changed anytime soon either, now that he's competitive. And this is the good thing. Once you start seeing a hero get in the competitive scene that hasn't been there for a while, they might get toned down a bit. But for the most part, Ice Frog does a pretty good job of keeping them viable in competitive play. But for some of these heroes, it's perhaps too long. You know, we've seen some of them around forever. But this is a pretty good draft as far as, you know, thinking outside of the box goes.
10 seconds remaining.
Puck!
Cloud9's turn to pick.
Centaur War Runner.
Dire Team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Cloud9's turn
It's like
to
every
ban.
game. Yeah. It's so dumb.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I mean, they need some sort of right-clicking carry. I think with like a Sven here would actually just be ridiculous with the combo that they have. I think, but I don't know if they're gonna run it because I don't know if Envy really loves playing as Sven. And on top of that, Sven hasn't really been a proven effective carry, even with an Io and a Magnus. I mean, that's a lot of cleave. Maybe just a hero like, I guess a Phantom Assassin also could be good. Like, any hero that you get with the Magnus, PA is always so good within power. That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, either of which is honestly fine. They have 20 seconds left on reserve time, but that actually could be really good. I've yet to see a Slark with a mag in a game. I'm sure Empower is probably fantastic with the hero, but and on top of that, like Pounce Dark Pact onto, you know, like an RP could be pretty solid. But I think if they get a BKB on a gyrocopter, he probably won't go down as easily. But that's the thing, is that these heroes aren't BKB heroes for denial. I mean, Puck's not going to pick one up. He'll be able to dodge most of this stuff. Beastmaster probably won't grab BKB, but Gyro probably will. And then maybe that will negate some of the damage from Cloud9. But for the most part, Cloud9 should have free reign as far as RP and Stomp and Double Edge are concerned. But we'll have to wait and see. They only have 14 seconds left of reserve time. The Rubik is picked up for denial, so they have the RP steal ability. They can steal Disruption. They can steal anything from Centaur. They can steal Relocate, perhaps, or Tether, which is okay. But mostly they're looking for Magnus steals, I think, from Rubik. We'll have to wait and see.
10 seconds
10
remaining.
seconds. Will we see the Slark? Is EE going to play it? That's the question, folks.
Remaining.
Hey. Called it. Oh, yes. Gotcha. I really like this pick, actually, man. I just gotta say, I really solid because of Empower, and like, Usually the problem with PA is like maybe you're susceptible to ganks early on and you don't have the damage to be useful early in the game, but power kind of rectifies that to a certain extent, and you could farm faster with it. That's just my opinion, though.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.